YouTubenites, I am back. And it's the same day, February 1st, 2020. And with this video, I want to tell you a little bit about what happened last year in 2019. And there are those people that know me really well. They know all the stuff I went through, both personally and business-wise. And I want to tell you that 2019 sucked bad. It freaking sucked. And you guys who are new Schneider owner-operators, or new owner-operators in general, or those of you who are thinking about getting into this, I want to give you some numbers here because I want you to have a really good understanding of how or what kind of money you can really spend and what kind of money you can put out doing this. And that if you're not prepared for the bad times, how it can eat you alive. It will chew you up and spit you out, man. And so just to give you an overview of last year, it sucked for multiple reasons, not just business-wise, but I had a lot of stuff that happened at the house, too, and it all just kind of rolled into one big ball of crap. And especially at the beginning of the year, I had, in January of 2019, 6 months prior to the beginning of the year, I bought a house. And so in the wintertime, unexpected things happened. I had a furnace that went out, and then a couple weeks later, we had a windstorm that rolled through, and it blew over a bunch of trees and did damage to the house. So I had to deal with that. The truck froze up with that polar vortex. And yes, I had the fuel treated. Yes, I always buy Northern fuel. If that's going to happen, it's going to happen. So I had to deal with that. And then, I had probably I didn't get really rolling until the end of March, beginning of April. And then I had a couple good months, and then truck problem, slight uptick, slight uptick in October through December. And then right after the new year, right when I left, I didn't even get out of the gate. Truck problem. So, the moral of that story is I had a lot of issues with the truck in 2019. And to start out 2020, for that matter. So, I want to give you guys some numbers. These are real numbers. These are my numbers from 2019 of my costs of what happened to me last year. And starting really into this year. And I want you guys to pay attention to these numbers because if you're new to this, you don't understand how quickly things can turn, and it can just be a downward spiral. And so, again, these numbers are real. They're my numbers. I'm not going to get into gross and net and all that stuff because me personally, I don't get into that for the simple fact that all that does is starts controversy, and I'm not dealing with all that BS. So, having said that, I'm going to give you the numbers for some of my costs. And like I said, I want you to pay attention to this because I want you to see how fast this stuff can add up. So in 2019, I had, this is just repairs, not maintenance, just repairs. And I'm rounding this up to the nearest thousand. I had $25,000 in repairs. $25,000. Think about that. There are people that work regular median jobs who their net income is $25,000. Think about that. I spent that for repairs. $40,000 for fuel just to move the truck. $40,000 for fuel. Another $5,000 in maintenance, which is PMs for the truck, PMs for the APU, airlines, bulbs, supplies that I bought for the truck, all that stuff included like little repairs that I did. So all that stuff's kind of lumped into one. So you got $5,000 for maintenance. So right there, you're at $70,000. 25 for repairs, 40 for fuel, 5 for maintenance. That's before you factor in truck payments. If you factor in truck payments, that's another $17,000 I paid out for the truck. You're at $87,000 of cost to operate. Now think about this one. This is where it starts to get gray. When the truck goes down, are you prepared to handle that? Because I went back and looked at all the dates of the repairs and when the ROs were opened and when they were closed. ROs mean repair order. That's all on the bills. Unless it was a same day in and out type of deal, which I didn't have too many of those. Over the whole, the course of the entire year, I had 32 days of downtime, which at what I like to make per day, if anybody wants to get their calculator out, you can figure it out. If anybody, or if you want to know it, you can easily figure it out. 32 days of downtime cost me in lost revenue almost $18,000. Think about that. I lost $18,000 by not having a movable truck. So if you add that operating cost, the repairs, the fuel, the maintenance, the truck payments, and the lost revenue from the downtime, you add all that up, that is $101,000. That is a crap ton of money to operate. Think about that. That is a crap ton of money. $25,000 for repairs. $17,000 in truck payments. You're over 40 grand. I put more into the truck than it was worth. So you're probably thinking, well, why didn't I get out of it? Well, because I'm an idiot. I wanted to hang on because when I bought this truck, I thought this was going to be the last truck I had. I was going to get through it, get it paid off, and then kind of transition to what I wanted to do. So I tried to hang on. So in October, I refinanced the truck. I figured if I can drop the payment down, get a couple of good months, stack the maintenance fund back up, start throwing the money at the truck. So it takes me a couple extra months to pay it off. No big deal, right? Yeah. That didn't happen because breakdown. So that takes me into 2020. My first load out of the house, I left a couple days after New Year. I went and picked up the load. The next day, I got about 200 miles and broke down. It cost me $3,100 to fix the truck. 2 different shops. A relay fee because I was loaded. I had to give up the load. Plus the lost revenue from all the other loads that I had booked. So all in all, I lost $5,600. So think about this. I didn't make a dime so far in 2020, and I started out $5,600 in the hole. So 2020 is starting out much like 2019. And it was right at that point I said, you know what? I'm done. I am done. It's time to get another truck. Now, this truck has served its purpose. It made me money. But now it's starting to ask for more than I'm willing to put in it. This truck's not a bad truck. It would serve somebody well who, if you're just starting out and you wanted to buy a cheap truck with the APU, I put the APU on, it's 2.5 years old. Very low hours on it. If somebody wanted to buy this truck and put a little money in it, it would serve them well if you have the money and the funds to do it. But me personally, I'm on the flip side of that. I've spent my share of money on this truck, and I don't want to do it anymore. So having said that, I've been truck shopping, and I've got some leads. I'm not really sure which direction I want to go yet. But so that's kind of where I'm at right at this point. But I wanted to put those numbers out there, and I'm going to tell them to you again real fast. It's 2019. $25,000 for repairs, $40,000 for fuel, $5,000 for maintenance, $17,000 for truck payments. That's $87,000 to operate. Almost $18,000 in lost revenue due to downtime. If I had a fraction of that back, it would make a difference. But my whole point to this video is I want you guys to think about those numbers, because if you're not prepared to handle those big costs, you can't go into it blind. You have to go into it understanding what it could potentially cost you. And I've seen guys fold up. I've seen guys lose stuff, lose everything. And I have always said that I won't be that guy. My motto has always been, I will find a way. And I have to this point, and I will find a way. But, I'm not going to lie to you and tell you I'm not struggling right now, because I am. When you make $0 and you start out $5,600 in the hole, that's not a good way to start the year. That's like a forecast of what's going to happen the rest of the year. So for me, I know what needs to happen. It's time for me to move on from this truck, which is what I'm looking at doing. But I just want you guys to think about those numbers. And for you new guys, especially, who think that you're on top of the world right now, eventually something's going to come crashing down. And you just all I'm telling you is, you just need to be prepared, man. Just be prepared. That's the best thing you can do. So, if you have any questions, you can feel free to email me, helpwithtrucking@hotmail.com. That email is always in the description. Leave a comment if you want. And other than that, man, that's all I got. So just like I said, keep it in mind, the potential for failure, if you're not prepared, is there. It is there. You just have to be smart about what you do out here, man. You really do. So having said all that, I'm sorry this video got a little lengthy, but I just wanted to put this out there. So appreciate you watching this one. Until next time, everybody, be good, be smart, be safe. Save that money when you can, because you're going to need it. And I guess that's it. I'll see you down the road later on.